Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of season 2 of Art with Mr. Borja. I'm Mr. Borja. I want to say a huge thank you to all of the artists who have sent in artwork from previous episodes. I think it's really cool to see all of the creativity that you all show. I also want to give a very special shout out to the awesome kiddos in Miss Desiree's class out in High Tech Elementary, Chula Vista. I had a chance to talk with some of them, and they're wonderful artists that I thought were really creative, and I was super excited to get a chance to talk with them. And now we're going to take a look at some of the artwork that artists have sent in from previous episodes. Let's check it out. As always, if you would like to showcase your artwork for the rest of the world to see, you can send it on over to happydrawing123@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Art with Mr. Borja and tag your artwork with the hashtag Art with Mr. Borja. Now we're gonna go ahead and get started with our next episode. And for the second episode of this season, I wanted just to go a little bit harder, not too hard. So last week we drew an ice cream cone. This week, I wanted to keep going with the theme of sweets because I kind of have a sweet tooth, and we're gonna end up drawing a cupcake. So let's get started. Alrighty friends, we're gonna go ahead and go over our art rules. Rule number 1 is respect each other and materials. Anybody that would like to join you for art, they can. Art is for everybody. Rule number 2 is come prepared to work. I want to challenge you to complete this art task, and if you need to take a little bit of a wiggle break, you can, but your job is to complete all your work. Rule number 3 is be creative and use your imagination. There is no right or wrong answer when it comes to art. All the creative ideas that you have, I would love to see them. And last but not least, rule number 4 is clean up all materials. Anything that you use right now for art, it is your responsibility to clean up after yourself. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and use this permanent marker because you'll be able to see it a little bit better on the paper. If you are using a pencil, I would say that is a great idea because it's a lot easier to erase a pencil mark than it is to erase a marker mark. So for this cupcake, it uses a lot of easy shapes and lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw it right in the middle right here. It's gonna be nice and big because I want to add a lot of details to it. So the first line that I'm going to use it's kind of a C shape, except it's sideways. And here's what I mean. It starts from over here, goes down a little bit, and it curves like that. So I'll wait for you to do that. Alrighty. The next part that you will draw is the frosting that goes on top. This is the top of the cupcake here. And now we're gonna draw the frosting. So you're gonna draw a line from here, coming down like that. And you can wave it like this. So it's kind of a similar C shape, except it has wavy lines right there. And you're gonna draw another part like that, and one over here. Now you're going to draw the top part of the frosting like this. And we're already almost done with this cupcake. Now we got to draw the bottom part of it. And it's kind of like a square. You're going to draw a straight line from this side. You're not going to want to draw it from over here because on a cupcake, the top part, it kind of sticks out of the cup a little bit. So you're going to draw it from here, go down like that. And everything you do on this side, just go ahead and do on the other side, like this. Then you're going to draw a curved line connecting these two lines right here, like this. And that's the shape of your cupcake. Now, we're not quite done yet because I said I wanted to draw it big so that I can add as much detail as I can. You don't have to do this part. If you want to, great. If you don't worry about it. But I'm going to go ahead and add lots and lots of sprinkles to my cupcake because I really like sprinkles. And again, you don't have to add sprinkles if you don't want to. And the shapes that I'm using for the sprinkles are rectangles. Some of them are longer than others, and that's okay. Some of them are shorter. That is fine. There is no right or wrong answer when you're drawing sprinkles. As long as you take your time. I think I'm done with all the sprinkles here. Now, on the cups of the cupcake, they have these lines that go straight down like this. You could draw them if you want to. If you don't worry about it. But I'm going to go ahead and draw them like this. And I'm going to try to separate them out as much as I can so that I can see them very clearly. Like that. Alright, and now the cake part of the cupcake right here. I'm just going to go ahead and add some little dots like that. Because I think it helps it to make it look like a cake. I think we're all done with drawing our cupcake. Now we're gonna head on over to our coloring of our picture. Now for this one, I wanna try to go ahead and challenge you to take as much time as you can because drawing it was a little bit shorter than usual. That's okay because now you have all this extra time for coloring. I'm gonna go ahead and use some markers. If you don't have markers, you don't have to use them. If you have crayons or colored pencils, you can use those as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and use these. All right. Now, the flavored cupcake that I want this one to be is chocolate. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the brown. And I think I wanna, if you wanna color yours in a solid color, you can. I'm just gonna go ahead and color it in with these straight parallel lines like that. A couple of you artists have seen me do that in previous episodes. Again, you can do this if you want to. If you don't want to, you do not have to. You want to color it in a different color than brown, go for it. If If you want to color it rainbow colors, go for it. I've actually seen rainbow cupcakes and it actually tastes pretty good too. The reason I wanted to color this cupcake in brown for chocolate, because I was doing some research and I stumbled upon this pretty fun fact that October 18th, which is coming up very soon, is National Chocolate Cupcake Day. That was something I learned that I thought I'd share with you all, seeing as how we're drawing cupcakes. And again, take your time. I hope you've been having a wonderful time, wherever you are. It doesn't look brown enough. I know. I'm gonna go ahead and draw the lines the opposite way now. Again, if you don't want to do this part, you do not have to. I just want it to look a little bit darker. Like that. I think it's coming out pretty good. I hope you all have finished your work that you have for school. I know that it is a school day today. Some of you have been on Zoom for a while now. I know that your teachers have assigned you some stuff, so I hope that you have done it. If not, and you decided to take a little bit of a break to do this, that's fine too, as long as you return to what you need to do. And again, take your time. Nice. I think I like the way that came out now. What color frosting should I make? Well, tell you what, I think I'm just gonna end up coloring the sprinkles different colors. So let me use orange real quick. And I also wanted to tell you that if you are using a lighter colored marker, to be very careful when coloring in these pieces, because you don't want some of the black marker to come onto the tip of your orange or light colored markers. You want to be extra careful when coloring this in. Helps to keep the colors neat and clean. Let's see, I want this orange as well. And this one. Again, if you want to color all of your sprinkles the same color, you can. You do not have to. If you want to do them different colors, that's fine. Like rainbow colors would be cool. If your sprinkles are different shapes, that's fine too. There is no right or wrong answer. Purple. This one could be purple too. And this one. And this one. And this one. Green. And if you're already done with all of your schoolwork for the day, I hope that you've had a chance to help out at home with some chores or things like that, like helping sweep the floor, helping cook, cleaning the rooms, doing laundry. It's good to help out your grown-ups at home. I still don't know what color I'm gonna color the frosting. So I'm just going to continue to think about it. And while I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to go ahead and color in the cup part of the cupcake. I know. Haven't used blue yet. For this one, I think I'm going to end up doing the pointillism technique, where I just gently press tiny little dots all around here like that. Now, like I said, it didn't take me that long to draw out the cupcake, but it's going to take me a while to color it in. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this technique for the whole cup, and I will see you in a little bit. All right, friends, as you can see, I am almost done with the cup part of the cupcake. And again, if you do not want to do your coloring this way, you do not have to. If you want to color in the cup part in one solid color, you can. There is no right or wrong answer. Let's see. I'm almost done here, and then I can move on to the frosting. The color I wanted the frosting to be, I figured it out while I was coloring this, is the color pink. Now I don't have the color pink, but I do have the color red. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I like to do. And it's the same as this, except I only draw I only draw lines going in one direction, so that it looks pink. And on these parts here, I'm not drawing over the sprinkle. Another fun fact that I learned was that the original cupcake did not have frosting to begin with, and they flavored it with dried fruits and spices. It sounds okay. I wonder if I would like eating that kind of cupcake. Can you imagine getting cupcakes without frosting on top? I mean, that'd be kind of silly, but I don't know. I'd like to give it a try. I switched up the direction of the lines because I like the way it looks. Again, if you don't want to color it in this way, you do not have to. If you want to challenge yourself, go for it. The reason I have challenges like this for you is because that's how we get a lot better at art. That's how we grow our brains. Change it up again. And it took me a while to get all of this cup colored in. And I actually had to take a couple breaks. So if you are feeling a little bit tired right now and you want to take a little wiggle break, you can. You can always pause the video, take your break, and then return to it as soon as you're done. Another fun fact that I learned about cupcakes while I was doing research for this episode is that they were originally called numbers cake, or 1, 2, 3, 4 cakes. The reason for that name is because the name gave you a hint of what ingredients you would need, or the amount of ingredients you would need. So in order to make some cupcakes, you would need 1 cup of butter, 2 cups of sugar, 3 cups of flour, and 4 eggs, along with 1 cup of milk and a spoonful of baking soda. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. I haven't tried that recipe yet, so if you would like to try it at home, you now know how to make cupcakes, or numbers cakes, or 1, 2, 3 cakes, whatever name you want to use. It takes me a while to do this, but kind of like taking my time. I feel that anytime I'm drawing or coloring, if I rush it and I do things quickly, then I do things that I didn't want to do. And then it comes out a little bit wonky, but that's all right, because there is no right or wrong answer. Sometimes you want wonky art. It's just a good idea to take your time. And you see how I'm drawing not over the sprinkles? It's coming out the way I want it to. I think it looks good. As always, folks, I'd love to see all your artwork, so if you want to send it on over to me, just send it on over to, what's my email address again? happydrawing123@gmail.com. I would love to showcase your artwork on next week's episode. I might be continuing the theme of sweets for this season, or just like things you eat. I've already drawn 2 sweet things this season. Thinking about drawing something savory. I don't know yet. I'll think of something to draw. I'm almost done. I have this last little part. I've already shared that October 18th was or is National Chocolate Cupcake Day. I also wanted to share that November 9th is Vanilla Cupcake Day. And December 15th is Lemon Cupcake Day. So all those days are coming up. I think that's pretty cool. And one last cupcake fact before we close this episode out is that the world's largest cupcake weighed 1,200 pounds. That's big. That's pretty heavy. It's a lot of cupcake. I think I'm done with my coloring. I almost forgot one very important thing. Always initial your artwork. RB for Ricardo Borja. Alrighty, friends, after we are done with our art, it is a good idea to write about what you drew. Turn my paper over and I'm going to write about what my cupcake is. So let's see. Oh, I know. And artists, writers, every time you start writing, or anytime you start writing, you always start on the left side of the paper. And your sentences start with a capital letter. Means that they start with the M for my. After each word, you use a finger space. Favorite. Finger space. Cupcake. Finger space. Oh no. If we run out of room, that's no big deal. Just head on over to the next side and continue writing. My favorite cupcake flavor. And if you are having some trouble writing these words, that's okay. You can always ask a grown-up at home. My favorite cupcake flavor, finger space, is finger space. And you're gonna tell me what your favorite cupcake flavor is. And if you want to write more sentences about what your cupcake is or why you drew it a certain way, you can. I like to challenge artists to write more about their artwork because I think it's a good idea to practice writing. You don't have to write that much if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. I think we're all done. I almost forgot about one very important rule of art with Mr. Borja, and that is, where are my rules? Haha. To clean up all materials. So please do so. If you have markers out, go ahead and pick those up, put them away so that you know where they're at for next week's episode. It's good to clean up after yourself because it's good to help. And it's also your responsibility. I think we're all set. Alrighty friends, I guess that's all the time we have for today. So send your artwork over to me so that I can showcase it for the rest of the world to see on next week's episode. Send it on over to happydrawing123@gmail.com. You can also follow me at Instagram or on Instagram at Art with Mr. Borja. You can tag your artwork with the hashtag Art with Mr. Borja. If you like the episode, go ahead and make sure to give it a thumbs up. And you could share this episode and all of them with anybody that you think would like to do art. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button so that you know when the next episode comes on. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you next time. Happy drawing.